What up, world? You on the mic with Mike, Mr. Mike. And this is Keep That Chair Spinning. Let's get it. All right, good people. As I said, this is Keep That Chair Spinning. I'm your man, Mr. Mike. And you know, this is the podcast that is for you. This is the one that is going to get some of the up and coming barbers, maybe some barbers that's been in the industry for a little bit and have found themselves a little stagnant. This is the one that's going to figure out how to get back into the things, how to motivate yourself, and how to get you back going into a groove that constantly keeps one person getting out of that chair and into it as soon as that one gets up. Man, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Today is the first, and it couldn't came at a better time. You know what we want to talk about within today's topic, man, is how to hit the reset button. Normally, this is around that time where, for me personally, what I do try to do is try to step back, try to refocus, think about some up and coming things that maybe I need to tighten up on, maybe I need to cancel all the way, I need to stop doing, maybe some things that I want to start incorporating into how I work, whether it's, again, back to posting on social media. You know, am I looking for a different catchphrase that I want to start trying to use, or the type of material that I'm putting out? Is it all videos? Is it still shots? Is it action shots? Like, this is the time where I will just take a couple, days, or the time that I do have off, to really start winding down and looking at how I do operate and how I do function, and figure out, am I getting the feedback that I'm looking for? Is this helping put return customers in my chair? So that's what we want to talk about, is just being able to hit the reset button, being able to figure out what works for you, what has been working for you, and maybe what has not been working for you. Again, when we talk about the punch cards, I knew some barbers that were doing the punch cards like a loyalty system, where they would have a customer come in and they would punch it, and after so many different punches, whether it's 4 or 5, whatever set number they had going on, they would possibly give out a free haircut. Okay, well, situations like that, if you feel as if the punch card did not work for you, whatever that little thing was did not work for you, all right, let's take that out. You weren't getting enough return service. You didn't feel like you were seeing enough clientele coming back to you on that or for that, or maybe it was too much of a hassle. They forgot their card, or wanted to let a family member use it. If it ended up being too much yellow tape that you were having to try to get through, this is the time where you figure out, like, you know what, I don't want to go that route anymore. That ended up being more hassle than anything else. And again, same thing as far as like you're posting. Do you feel as if you haven't been posting enough? Now is that time to sit down and figure out a schedule. Okay, are we gonna do 3 posts a week? Am I looking to do 2 posts as far as just the haircut itself, and then a video? What This is that time to figure out how you want to get that going. But it's gonna take some research. Again, you nothing's gonna come to you. You have to get out there and go get it. So that means, if you need to go follow a couple different barbers, man, go see what they have going on. You can't be fazed by the likes, though. Don't look at the likes too much, because some of it is generated, some of it is organic. But you have to see, if it was something that caught your eye, what was it that caught your eye? Because again, 9 times out of the 10, the people that sit in your chair are truly a reflection of you. So you sit there and you take that piece of information and you try to understand, if it was something that caught your eye, is it something that's going to catch the customers that you already have, and potentially the people that are just like them? So is that something that you can add to your repertoire and start pumping those type of posts out? Again, whether it is getting in front of the camera and letting people see you visibly say, hey, I'll be open from this time to that time. or if it's, just the people seeing you actually cutting, doing a whole cut, talking over it, all that good stuff. But it's a matter of you getting out there and doing your own research and spending a little time with the phone in your hand. I mean, we do it anyways, but go check out a couple barber pages, see what they're doing, see what type of flow that they are getting generated to their page and their posts. Same thing, following a couple of the like barber hub pages. Any page that reposts haircut work, that's a couple pages that you need to make sure that you're following and that you're tagging. Tagging them. Therefore, hopefully, they'll turn around and they'll reshare some of your work to get you in front of a different audience. It's the same thing. That audience will see that haircut, go look on it, go click on it, and not realize that, they were 2 blocks over from where they stay. Well, now they want to come check you out instead of having to drive the 5 blocks out or to another city because they weren't aware that you were there. So all that research takes place. It helps out, your tagging, the businesses that you're tagging, nearby businesses, the tags that you're putting as far as the barbershop pages, those that reshare some of your work. You need to make sure that you're tagging them. And even when you're coming to put your hashtags onto your caption, hashtag the same pages, because if they're not catching that notification from the tag, at least they're going to get it from the mention when you hashtag them. So you take that time and you just go through and you figure out what's going to work for you, what type of posting is going to work for you. But at the end of the day, I still do say it, you have to break out of that comfort zone. If you feel like posting doesn't work, posting does work. You have to get your work. All right, let me take that back. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. You don't have to put yourself out there, but you have to put your work out there. If you're not one that likes to talk too much, that's cool. But again, if we're hitting the reset button, maybe this is something that you'll need to start doing. Start talking a little bit more. But, and with that, I just mean to your customers. If you're sitting in your chair, or they're sitting in your chair and, for 30, 45 minutes, you hadn't said one thing to this person, maybe for the new year, that would be the reset button. Figure out how you can start having conversations with your customers. And that's truly simple. When you think about an open-ending conversation, how not only just how's their day going, but what are they getting into? How was their holidays? You want to ask a question that's going to allow the customer to do more talking than acting like a teenager giving you a one-word answer. Yes, no, no, yes. Like, that's simple. Man, how were your holidays? Were you in town? Just simple stuff like that. It really doesn't have to be too complicated. Quit overthinking a lot of that stuff. But again, focus on, if you haven't been talking, maybe you need to start talking. If, back to the post, if you weren't one for talking in front of the camera while you're doing a cut, maybe now is a time to start implementing that. Posting again, if you hadn't been one that likes to post as often, maybe this is the time. Again, just coming up with a simple schedule. Start out with 2 cuts a day, or 2 cuts a week, I'm sorry. Figure out what's going to be the best days, the best traction days that you could post. Start simply Tuesday, Thursday. And again, I use Business Suite. I've said that before. Find you an app that's going to schedule your posts. That way you don't have to have such a major headache or get crazy anxiety behind trying to figure out when you're going to post during the day, especially if it's a busy day for you. You don't have time to post like that, so schedule your posts. But find you a day that's going to work for you, and schedule it. Like I say, you can start out with Tuesday, Thursday. You can start out with Friday, Saturday, or you can just start out with that one day a week. But start getting yourself a routine going. Therefore, you're not just running around with a chicken with his head cut off. So if it is just the haircuts, if it is you talking, if it is you giving out your business hours, I'm definitely no knock. I appreciate the memes that come through, but I'm not a content creator like that to where I'm gonna go make memes about the barbershop. For me, it's just work. But if you feel like you do have some kind of crazy side to you, maybe start putting out some content like that. to get the views. And then, like I say, you sprinkle in your haircuts as well. But, you know, you want to also think about how often do you get to the shop? You know, is it 10 minutes after? Is it, you know, that you're leaving 30 minutes before closing? You know, are you still sitting there waiting 30 minutes for your appointment to show up, but you're telling the walk-in that you can't come? Get to the drawing board right now and figure it out. Hit that reset button, figure out what have you been doing, and figure out what is the area that you can tweak some of those things to get ahead. Because I know they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's time to look in the mirror and truly be honest with yourself if you're giving 100% on all that you are doing. Because that's the toughest thing, is having a good team around you, as I've said before, and having someone to kind of go chase. You got to stay humble. You know, you're not the best at cutting hair. I mean, anybody can cut hair. I've seen some of the low-end barbers that stay busy, you know what I mean? Because it's not just about how good the haircut looks, it's about the customer service. It's truly got to be a full package. So keep somebody that you can keep an eye on, man, and you know, try to grind it out with them, cut for cut. That way you have that competition in a sense, that motivation, something to chase after. But, you know, the main thing is just take this time, take this downtime, these days off that you do have from the shop. If you don't, whatever your weekend, your off days are, but get back to the drawing board and see where you can clean up, hit the reset button. And even if it's resetting by wiping your whole page and starting anew, do that too. But you want to take this time to sit and try to focus on how to make this year better than it was last year. There's always room for improvement. One of the things I tell my kids is, you know, every day is a chance to become a better person. So make use of the opportunity, man. Like, make sure that you are giving it your all. That way no one can say that, you know, you weren't there before the shop opened and there after the shop closed. That, you know, you weren't in touch with the customers and, you know, you were trying to cut every walk-in that you possibly could. You know, even if that meant that you were 10 minutes behind for your next customer, you didn't want to leave any head uncut. So just turn every stone, do what you got to do, hit that reset button, and let's go get it. It's out there to be had, you know, but you have to put forth the effort. Again, as I say, nothing comes to you. You have to go get it. Quit being a sleeper, quit being a dreamer, quit being a complainer, and go get it. You know what I mean? Especially if you've been at it for a while, we get complacent. We feel like, oh, because I am the veteran in the shop, that everybody's supposed to just flock to me or get out of the way whenever a walk-in comes in. No, that's not how it goes. These young barbers, they're hungry too. They're trying to build up their clientele too. So you need to find a way. If you're a veteran barber and you're stuck, you need to find a way to get back to what you were doing your first 6 months or your first 2 years of cutting hair, when you were hungry, when you were coming to work on time, when you were staying until, you know, every last walk-in got taken care of, when you were not just skipping over walk-ins because you had a customer that was going to be here in 30 minutes. Like, you need to find a way to get back to that and get that groove back going. So, you know, that's what it is, man. It's 2024. Let's hit that reset button. Let's get back to the grind. You know, as always, I do appreciate everything. If you have not done that for me, please go like, go subscribe. Catch us on Apple, catch us on YouTube, catch us on Spotify and on Google Play as well. I appreciate it. As always, one love. Bye.